So you've just taken delivery of a new-to-you first-generation NSX. Congratulations and welcome to one of the most engaging and well-rounded vehicle ownership experiences that may exist. I've had my own 1992 example for about 12 years and it hasn't gotten old yet. But to help you transition into what will hopefully be your own many years of enjoyment, allow me to present 6 veteran tips that will help you feel like a seasoned owner right out of the box. Well, hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm Richard, this is Lap of the World, and today we're having a little bit of fun inspired by a long weekend of virtual NS Expo activities. Now, with the increase of the NSX's profile as a desirable collector car, we have seen an influx of new owners, and along with them, new video reviews and vlogs about the car. The 6 tips that I'm going to share with you today could spare you some embarrassment as an owner, keep some flames out of your comments section if you're a creator, or potentially save you some money and a headache. So let's jump right in. First, let's cover some terminology. In conversations about the NSX, the generational monikers NA1 and NA2 get thrown around liberally and often incorrectly in reference to first-generation cars. So let's get that straight, along with some other classifications to avoid this stumbling block when talking with experienced owners, ordering parts, or trying to diagnose problems. Starting with the largest categories, the first-generation NSX is any NSX built between 1990 and 2005. Second-generation NSXs are those built from 2017 to the present. Getting one step more granular, we find the engine codes and the confusion. Derived from the 4th through 6th VIN positions, the NSX engine codes are NA1, NA2, and NC1. NA1 denotes all NSX variants built from 1990 to 1996, and all automatic first-generation NSXs, period. These cars all have 3-liter engines and either 5-speed manual or 4-speed automatic transmissions. NA2 denotes all manual transmission NSX variants built from 1997 to 2005. These cars all have 3.2-liter engines and 6-speed manual transmissions. NC1 denotes, again, and thus far, all second-generation NSXs built again from 2017 to present. Underneath those engine code headings exist other variants. The NSX-T for Target Top was sold in NA1 configuration in 1995 and 1996, and an NA2 configuration from 1997 through 2005. The Special Zanardi edition was a limited run of NA2 coupes built in 1999 only. In 2002, the entire NSX range received a facelift with a revised bumper, exposed headlights, and some other small styling changes. However, these are still categorically NA2 NSXs. Just to be extra clear on this point, all manual transmission facelift cars are NA2 NSXs, but not all NA2 NSXs are facelift cars. There are also other special variants available outside the US market, such as the Type S, Type S0, and Type R, but these all still follow the same NA1, NA2 year and drivetrain split between 1996 and 1997. So you've arrived at a gas station after a day out enjoying your new NSX. You pop your fuel door, remove the fuel cap, and then you have a question of what to do with it. Do you set it on the fender? Do you set it on top of the pump? No, my friend. There's a place for everything, including the fuel cap on the NSX, and it is right here. You can see this semicircular raised bit of plastic and this tab. You find these notch on either side of the fuel cap. The notch will fit right against the tab, and the fuel cap will rest right there on the fuel door while you finish pumping your gas. Now, this is equal parts fun trivia and the answer to the dumb question you didn't even know you had. And that is this little switch here in the glove box of your NSX. What does it actually do? Well, if your NSX is quote-unquote complete, you should have 3 keys, 2 main keys and 1 valet key. The valet key, among other things, will not open the glove box or the trunk. Well, what use is that with the trunk? Because there's a switch on the driver's door that opens the trunk. Well, that's what this switch does in the glove box, is it disables the button on the driver's door that would normally open the trunk. So if you turn this switch off, shut your glove box and lock the glove box with the main key, then only someone with a main key can access either your glove box or the trunk. This is also potentially the answer to a common question, which is, why doesn't the button on my driver's door actually open my trunk anymore? You should check and make sure you haven't bumped this switch to the off position, because that may be your answer. So you come out the morning after a bunch of NS Expo revelry and find that your battery is dead. Maybe you forgot a dome light, maybe you left your headlights on. Who's to tell? But you need a jump start. Now normally in the front compartment of the NSX where the battery sits, there is a spare tire and bracket in the way of the battery. So you'd have to remove all of that to get jumper cables in to do the job. Or do you? In this case, the answer is no, you don't. If you look in the engine compartment of the NSX, first we'll remove the cover to this fuse box here and set that aside. And then we're going to flip open this little tab here. And here you'll find a positive terminal onto which you can clamp a jumper cable. A little bit to your right in the engine compartment, you'll see on the top of this particular screw lug, there is a negative sign there. That's not just an arbitrary indent, that's where you hook your negative cable to jump your car. So simply put your positive cable here, your negative cable here, and you are set to jump start your car without even opening the hood, much less removing the spare and its bracket. This is the one that could help you avoid a very expensive mistake, so pay some attention. The first thing we're going to do is open almost everything on the car so that we can then close each thing again using the appropriate method for each edifice. Starting with the easy one first, the hood. After stowing the prop rod, simply lower it to about 8 or 9 inches and drop it. The door latch on an NSX is a painted surface, and if you would like to avoid fingerprinting it as you close your door, there is a trick to that. Simply reach behind it, where there is a little cavity, and push on that to shut your door. Honorable mention to the alternate method of using your thumb and pressing on the keyhole to shut the door. Now is where we start talking about avoiding potentially expensive mistakes. When you go to close the trunk on your NSX, do not simply slam it. I did not do this to my NSX, but I suspect I know how it happened. Instead, press gently down on the trunk lid, not the top of the wing, catch it, set it down, reach under the wing, and click it shut. I like to avoid touching the top of the wing to avoid fingerprints. Obviously, you are going to leave some fingerprints on the paint underneath the wing, but they are obscured by the wing itself. You could carry a microfiber with you to do this if your OCD demands it. Mine does not. The last thing that we are going to correctly close on the NSX is the glass engine hatch. Now, before we get to the methodology for doing that, I will point out that you will want to pay attention to the health of your gas struts. If those begin to fail, you should replace them. Otherwise, there's a potential down the road that could allow the glass hatch to fall shut from its full height. And there have been recorded cases of the glass shattering when that happens. That is an expensive mistake. You want to avoid that if possible. For similar reasons, when you're closing it deliberately, you don't want to slam it shut. So what you will do is lower it carefully, set it down, and with the heels of your hands, click it shut. Yes, there is an NSX Club. If you join, you'll get a cool sticker, a quarterly magazine, invitations to regional owner events, and my favorite part, the chance to attend NS Expo, an annual gathering of owners and cars that moves around North America and consists of a long weekend of good fun, great people, and optionally some track time. You can find more information at nsxca.org. I know I wish I had joined sooner than I did, and my wife and I have since made NS Expo more or less a permanent fixture on our calendar. Well, I hope you've enjoyed watching these 6 pro tips that will help you look like a veteran NSX owner, even if you're not. If you did enjoy the video, drop a like down below. Leave me a comment if you have any questions or if you have any pro tips yourself if you're an owner. If you would like to follow the continued adventures of this particular NSX, which usually involves a lot of road trips and racetracks, I'd invite you to click subscribe below along with a bell, and that way you'll get a notification anytime we are able to go out in the world and check another track off of our list, or if we post a video like today where we're just having a little bit of fun. But as always, thanks for watching. I'm Richard. This is Lap of the World, and I will see you guys in the next video, if not at the track.